Did you know that every word you speak matters? Are your conversations making a difference? With a passion for words and a heart for conversation, Teresa Velardi is a self-professed word nerd, best-selling author, BizCat 360 columnist, and publisher. Children's books as well as fiction and nonfiction books are welcomed at We Be Books Publishing and Book Endeavors, the imprints of her company, Authentic Endeavors Publishing. Whether written or spoken, Teresa strives to encourage and inspire meaningful conversations that make a difference. Here's the host of Conversations That Make a Difference, Teresa Velardi.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Conversations That Make a Difference. We are having a great show for you today with my friend Tom Antion. But before we get to that, let me just say a few things about the show. We air live every Tuesday, first and third Tuesday of the month at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can listen to the replays every Tuesday at 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time. On the live shows, you can call in, just go to the YouTube, the live YouTube, and you can just write your question in there. If you have any questions, I'm sure you'll have some for Tom today. He's got some great information to share with us. You can go ahead and type that in there, and I will be sure to get to your questions. We start every show with the Serenity Prayer, so let's do that. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. We also say that it is by God's grace that we are fabulous, blessed, and highly favored, living in our greatness, using our gifts and talents, making a difference in the lives of others with passion and purpose, and all of God's great universe is conspiring in our favor. We gratefully say, amen. So, let me tell you a little bit about this gentleman here, Tom Antion. This man has never had a job. He's an internet multimillionaire, guy next door, and founder of the country's only licensed, dedicated internet marketing school. Tom is also the subject of a Hollywood documentary called The American Entrepreneur, which is going to premiere in the fall of 2020. And I get the great pleasure to welcome you, Tom Antion, to Conversations That Make a Difference. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, Teresa. And I wrote a poem for you.
You did?
I'd like to recite a poem for you. And I'm really proud of it. So I want to read it so I get it correct. Okay.
Okay.
So, all right. It's not too long. I heard from a little bird something absurd, that you are a word nerd. The end. So there you go. That's just for you. That poem is now being retired. No one else is ever going to get that.
No, but my audience will hear it. Hopefully it will be heard many, many times by them. And thank you.
I could get a statue of myself. It was Maya Angelou, I doubt it.
Funny. And I am a word nerd because, I kind of like dive deep into editing and doing all kinds of things with books for people. And I'm all about the words, Tom. You know that.
I agree. Now, there was something you said in the introduction about me never having had a job, but I did apply for a job one time.
You did?
It said it had a 401k. And I thought, man, that's a great starting salary, $401,000. I didn't get it.
You didn't get the job.
I didn't get that one, no.
Oh my Lord. Well, as you can see, this hour is going to go by quickly. It's going to be lots of fun. So let's get into who you are and what you do. We talk about how you have many ways to make seven figures online. You are, in fact, a multimillionaire by your work on the internet. And now you're teaching other people how to do it in an accredited school where you are in Virginia, right?
Well, yeah, it's a distance learning school. So it's the only licensed dedicated internet and digital marketing school in the country, not affiliated with any big institution, because a lot of those places charge you a fortune. You get out and you're getting the job at Starbucks and you got student debt out the wazoo. So this is in 6 months to a year, you can have an actual marketable skill. It's considered vocational, actually.
Nice.
And so you can either get a job for somebody else, because everybody on earth has internet, has an internet marketing segment to their business.
Mhm.
And you can work for yourself or you can do both, so it's really flexible.
Awesome. So, the internet is the way to communicate these days, or has been. I think people are just now starting to get used to seeing one another face to face after the insanity of the pandemic that we've just been through over the last couple of years. So my question to you is, with all your knowledge, did you have a lot of people coming to you to find ways to make money online more than you normally do? Because I know that you've got a huge influx of people who want to pick your brain, so to speak, for what they can do to make money online.
Yeah, I was going to say, what pandemic are you talking about? Because I really didn't see much difference in my business forever, because I've been selling online since 1994, when the commercial internet started, and so I've had been teaching it for 25 years. So I have 1,700 students in my big classes, and you've been to some of my speeches. I've done
Yes.
3,000 of those around the world. So I just have a constant flux of people, and it wasn't really any more when the pandemic hit than normal for me. But I can see how you would think so, because everybody, I've been preaching 25 years. Oh, you can work from home, and now the pandemic hits. People say, "Oh, I didn't know you could work from home." Yeah. So it's been pretty constant for me. Not any big fluctuation because of the pandemic.
Yeah. And speaking of working from home, you have a podcast yourself, and you want to tell everybody what that's called? I love this title. I love this title.
Well, it's called Screw the Commute. We want to get you out of the car and into the money, because, when you look at my resume, it looks like total BS. How could one person do all this stuff? Well, I never been in traffic making somebody rich, 20 hours a week sitting in a car, and I've been applying to my own business. So it's called Screw the Commute. We just passed 600 episodes. Nice. I forget what number episode you were.
581.
581. There we go. So yeah, it's a lifestyle business. It's not hocus pocus, but there is a lot of scammers out there. That's why I have actually another TV show in development called Scam Brigade, where I go after bad people. I think you may be aware of some of the high profile people I've gone after, and they went and hid under rocks. They threatened me in the beginning until I said, "Come on, I triple dare you to sue me," because of course we know what defamation is, that the truth negates defamation. When you're telling the truth about somebody, they could sue you, but they weren't going to win. So they disappeared when they knew that I'd put all this stuff in court about them. So, but I couldn't, as people heard about that, and they started, coming out of the woodwork with, "Oh, this person did this to me, this person did this to me," and so I couldn't handle everybody at once. So I started a TV show in development to get the word out about these scams.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in just about, I believe every industry has somebody who's doing things wrongly, if you will, or
many of them.
Yeah, in many industries, so the thing is, the fact that you are, calling the snakes out from under the rocks, so to speak, is a good thing, because let's face it, especially in this economy that we have, and the things that are going on in the world, people need to have people like you who are advocating for their rights, their in the sense that you want to keep people accountable for what they're teaching or how they're being with their customers.
And people are getting a little bit desperate with the inflation going the way it is, and they're looking for a way out, and so they're easier targets. I heard one of your other interviews with Lily, somebody, she's an IPV expert.
Yes.
And she was saying how these the people that perpetrate that stuff are experts at finding weaknesses in people. Well, the scammers are the same way. In fact, the a lot of people think, "Well, I'm too smart to be scammed." Well, the scammers say, "If you think you're too smart to be scammed, I want to meet you," because they know how to manipulate you to get your money. So that's all they think about all day long. So
I was just reading something along that line just a few minutes ago. I was looking on my phone, and there's these these accounts on various, I'm not going to say the platform that it is, but they're like talking about Cash App investments, and people are Cash Apping hundreds, even thousands of dollars to these people. And they're claiming they're getting double and triple their money back. But the question is, at what price? What information is this person able to get from you by you sending that money to them? I don't know.
Well,
We're not talking about how to,
are the testimonials really real? That's the
yeah,
thing.
are they really real?
One of my favorite cartoons, this famous cartoon out of the New Yorker magazine, was a dog sitting at the computer, and his buddy's a dog, and his buddy says, "Hey, you can't sell stuff online. You're a dog." He says, "Hey, online they can't tell I'm a dog." So that's pretty much a good metaphor for the truth. Yeah,
it's right. It's right. But we're not here to tell people how to lose money. We're here to tell people how to make money
safely with low risk. That's one of my claims to fame. I want to teach you how to low risk, high returns. That's that big gap in there means you don't have to be perfect to make money, especially in the digital economy. There's 97% profit for ebooks and online courses and things like that. So you got to really try to mess up to 97% profit.
Yes. So what is the first way you would tell the audience how to get started making money online?
Well, I want to get their mindset in the right place. And so I never tell anybody, drop what you're doing, quit your job cold turkey, and I'm going to get rich online. No, use your job to finance your side hustles till, my goal, Teresa, is to make it too expensive for people to go to work anymore. So as they build up the side hustle to the point where it's almost even to their salary, because of the tax deductions you get being in business, you don't even have to make more than your salary to make more money, because a W-2 employee doesn't get all the tax breaks that you get in a small business. So that's the first thing. Second thing is do something you really like that's saleable. And so I talk about making your hobbies tax deductible. For instance, I'm a tennis nut. And I have the dubious distinction of being the largest person ever to create and star in a tennis training video. It's called Fatso Tennis. You can see.
No, are you serious?
I am totally serious. You can see the trailer at fatsotennis.com to the DVD I created. And I'm playing tennis and eating pizza at the same time, because when I go to the tennis club, Rafael Nadal's not there. Roger Federer is not there. It's a bunch of big fat butts like me trying to beat the younger guys and run them to death before I drop dead. So I created a 2 DVD set, and it opened up all kinds of doors. I got to go interview famous tennis coaches, and my ball machine and rackets, all legitimately tax deductible because they're used to create income from this DVD. And that's just one thing. I have another thing called brutal self-defense. And that came about, I kind of kept that on the down low for years because I like the element of surprise. If you mess with me, you're going to get a big surprise. But that came about. See, anything that happens to you that doesn't actually kill you, is an opportunity for you. So when I had a nightclub in the 80s, from 1980 to 1986, I took over a biker bar and cleaned it up into a nice family restaurant and nightclub. And I don't know, Teresa, call me crazy, but those bikers just didn't appreciate my efforts. So I was in 2 gunfights, knife fights, over 100 violent encounters. They're trying to kill me. And so my skills in the self-defense just went through the roof when it's real. It's not an art. It's like you're going to be dead if you don't do what's right. So when I saw all these people, all the violence increasing in the United States, I said, I have to do something about this. So I came out with brutal self-defense. And again, all the stuff that I have involved in that is tax deductible, and I'm helping people stay out of trouble and keep their families safe. I have a protection dog company because I have a $50,000 protection dog. And I got it because I did the training for a big protection dog company. I didn't pay 50,000 for it, but the upkeep and training and all the materials, the stuff you have to have for these dogs is expensive.
Yeah.
So I started a company. And so I take the orders, I turn the orders over to professional trainers. They deliver the dogs. I take a commission off the top, and they start at like $20,000. Right.
Wow.
So, and that's, that's just for the basic family protection dog. So all of these things. So I'm trying to get the idea across. Any family interest you have, any hobby you have, you can put up a WordPress website, world class, for $150 if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take that much to know what you're doing. We have a cheap course on it. And then you can either make a product or you can do an affiliate product, which means you don't create a product, you find a product related to, like, soccer, like say if your kids are in soccer, and then you promote it. When somebody buys it from the other person that created it, you get a commission. So there's all kinds of ways to do. It's a great way to get started because you're already spending money on soccer and golf and camping and all the stuff you do. Why not get a tax deduction?
Right. Wow. And so talk about affiliate marketing a little bit more. Like, I know, like, if I go to Amazon and I get a link, I have an affiliate marketing account with them, and I get a link, and the link I share the link with you, and you buy the product, I get a small commission.
Right.
What are some of the best ways for people to seek out some of this stuff? And is this a course that you teach on affiliate marketing?
Well, this is, we teach very comprehensive, all kinds of stuff, but we use Amazon, but it's not our first choice because the commissions are relatively small.
Right.
So there's places like ClickBank and JV Zoo and Share Sale and places like that where the commissions can be 50, 75, even 100%. And you say, that sounds like BS. Why would somebody give you all the money? Well, because you're bringing them a customer that they're going to sell stuff to for a long time. See, so the commissions are way, way bigger. Like, for instance, if you recommended one of my $27 ebooks, well, you get $13.50. On Amazon, you'd get maybe 50 cents. So that's a big difference there.
Yeah.
So you want to look for much digital products when you can, because the commissions will be way higher.
Right. That's awesome. And it's a great way for people who are looking for a, what do you call it? Side hustle.
Yeah. Lifestyle business. Yeah.
To make some money. And you said something before about
yeah, but I might have been lying.
Something about it being too expensive.
Oh yeah, I want to make it too expensive for people to go to work anymore.
Well, it's already getting to. You had a little help from the current administration and the price of gas right now, Tom.
No, I told my girlfriend, hey, I'm going to take you out to someplace expensive. She got all gussied up, and I took her to the gas station. And then the grocery store.
Yeah, I know. I have a friend who has a bunch of kids, and her grocery bill has doubled. And it's just, it has nothing to do with the kids eating more. It has all to do with the price of groceries.
No, I'm hoping somebody likes me and buys something so I can eat meat this month. Yeah.
There you go. But these are great ways to boost your income and to save a lot of money by, as you said, not having to go out to work. And you get the advantage of having a lot of, and check with your accountants and make sure everything that Tom is saying, it applies to you. But you get the opportunity to have a lot of things that you can deduct where, like you say, going to a 9-to-5 is not going to give you.
Yeah, I'm definitely not giving legal or accounting advice, but I have had hundreds of lawyers and accountants in my audiences, and they all say, yep, that's the way it is. If you spent money to bring in money, that's a business, and those things are generally tax deductible. Even your personal car, a percent. When I first started, they took a percentage of my use of my car because they know I'm going to use it for personal stuff, but they might take 25 or 50% of your gas and oil and insurance and inspections and depreciation and all that stuff. So it really opens the world up to you when you get into a small business. Yeah.
And I haven't gone out to a job since well, a long time ago. And I'm just grateful that I get the opportunity to talk to people and help them get their stories told in books.
Mhm.
And then they get their dream come true. They have a book that comes with their name on it, and I get the joy of being part of that. And that's the other thing. What does what we're talking about, making money online, what does it do? You started off saying something about mindset. What does it do for people in terms of their emotional and mental well-being to be able to do something? What's been your experience seeing people do what they love and not having to go to work every day?
Well, yeah. So I haven't had the personal experience of having some idiot telling me what to do in a corporate setting. I haven't had the personal experience of having a 2-week committee meeting to learn how to go to the bathroom. But many of my students came from the working world. And I had people that I didn't even train personally, just saw me in a speech years ago. I was doing a fundraiser up in Philadelphia. Some lady's coming to me and she just starts blubbering, crying in front of me. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what did I do? I hope she doesn't drag a kid out in front of her. Something so it's mine. She said, my husband and I were going to lose our house. We saw you speak. We went home and did what you said. And we have an online business. We saved our house, and our family is together. We saw our kids grow up. I mean, it was just, I get goosebumps thinking about it. So loads of things like that have changed people's lives. And it's not, like I said, it's not hocus pocus, and it is work. It's not, you still take care of customers. You still have to market. You still have to create products and services, but you don't have anybody with their thumb on you telling you to do something stupid, and then some big company buys your corporation out, they kick you to the street. There's no gold watches any day. You're lucky, there's no 20-year-old gold watches. You're lucky if you're there 20 minutes before they kick you out. So,
sure. Yeah.
And then, another thing I wanted to bring up is, especially with regard to my school, is I am so upset. I'm anti-scam, right? I contend that a lot of these college administrators would be in jail if they weren't college administrators. I have a quiz on my site, the 7 college ripoffs and all the things that they're doing. Like the tuitions are like 8 times the cost of living have gone up. The books, they playing tricks with the books, so the kids have to buy them retail and can't resell them, so that they got to buy the next one's retail. And there's just, these fees that they throw in, just crazy fees. I have them listed there. So, and then another thing people have to consider now, I mean, see, people have been brainwashed for 100 years. You got to go to college. You got to go to college. Well, that Mike Rowe guy, did you ever see him, the Dirty Job?
I love Mike Rowe. Love him.
A welder can make $250,000 a year. All right. A lot of these kids, and I went to college on a football scholarship. A lot of the guys that were there with me, they didn't belong in college. They were just big and strong and fast, but they flunked out. And my roommate, he made it a semester and a half, but he was a master woodworker. That's where he belonged. He has a wood shop. He can look at a piece of furniture, make it 10 times better, and sell it to you. And being out of the workforce for 4 years, you got to add that money up. Even if you only made $50,000 a year, there's an extra $200,000 not in your bank account.
Exactly.
The partying and these a lot of college, high-level college people wrote books exposing all this stuff, and they said that they did studies. They followed 2,000 college kids over 4 or 5 years, and they quizzed them at the beginning, middle, and end. At the end, 43% of them or more said they didn't learn anything in the 4 years of college.
Wow.
Nothing.
And
the
they
average,
get a degree, and they come out of the degree, out with the degree.
And work at Starbucks.
Yeah.
And they were averaging 8 hours a week total in class and class preparation. The rest of the time was eating, partying.
Hold those thoughts. We're going to come right back. We have to go to a commercial break, and we'll be right back with more from Tom Antion. And we're going to learn more about marketing online, earning money online, lots of good stuff. We'll be right back.
if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat O'Keefe Canovis, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Burke. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Are miracles real? Can you move from mayhem to miracles? 30 prominent authors say yes as they share their high fives and down lows of challenges, abuse, addiction, and love. Experience hope, the magic elixir of miracles, through the personal stories of New York Times bestselling authors James Redfield, Dr. Bernie Siegel, Sister Jenna, Reverend Temple Hayes, and many more. If you like bestsellers, chaos to clarity, and crappy to happy, you'll love crying and laughing through mayhem to miracles. Sacred stories of transformational hope. Available now on Amazon and in bookstores worldwide.
Omega Institute, offering workshops, retreats, and online learning dedicated to awakening the best in the human spirit. For over 40 years, Omega has seen more than 1 million people come through its doors to grow, learn, and find a greater sense of purpose. With over 350 workshops to choose from, Omega offers something for everyone. Located in Rhinebeck, New York, just 90 miles north of New York City, Omega's natural environment and quiet pace allow for extraordinary experiences to unfold. Learn more at eomega.org or call 877-944-2002. Again, 877-944-2002.
This is Dreamvision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
And we're back with Tom Antion. Before we get our conversation started with Tom, I just want to let you know that Let Life Flow is so relaxing. And how cool would it be if your life was flowing that easily? One thing I want to mention is next week we're going to have some women who are putting together a retreat, myself included, called Let Freedom Reign. Freedom Reigns Retreat is the name of it. And that's exactly what we're talking about, letting freedom reign. And it's coming up after the 4th of July, July 15th to the 17th. So be sure to join us next week for that conversation. And if you want some information before then, just go to Freedom Reigns, RAINS, retreat.com. Tom.
Teresa.
Freedom. That's freedom. Everything that you do speaks freedom to me, because it gives you the freedom to be who you are, do what you like, use the gifts and talents. I'm all about using the gifts and talents that you came here with. So you told us affiliate marketing, ebooks and courses. Those are just 2 ways. What's another way people can make money online?
Before I get into that, I want to smooth the path, make it flow for them even easier. How about that?
Okay.
All right. So I don't know if you recall, long time ago, I had a young boy working for me named Ilya Posen. And he was my first geek propeller head, I recruited out of high school. And he recently wrote an article in Forbes magazine attributing me to making him into an entrepreneur. And he just sold his 3rd startup, Pluto.tv. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's like a Hulu.
What's the name of it?
Pluto.tv.
Okay.
It's similar to Netflix and Hulu and so forth. He just sold it to Viacom for $340 million. So the point here is there's an enormous number of young people that are highly tech savvy.
Yes.
And if you recruit them to help you, things will go so much smoother for you. Because I get so sick of people saying, well, I'm not really tech savvy. Okay, that's fair for now. All right, but it doesn't have to stay that way forever. So I recruited Ilya out of used to be Comp USA, and it's gone now, but he came to work for me, and he would stand by, he was a smart aleck little Russian kid, and he would stand behind me and watch me work. and he was ready to explode half the time. He says, I can't believe somebody making so much money is so stupid. Will you just click here? And he was always right. So I let him abuse me, right? And so he just meant so much to the things that would have taken me all day. He had it done in 10 minutes. For instance, I'm going to give your folks an ebook that I wrote called How to Automate Your Business. And one of the tips in there, he gave me in 1997, and I'm still using it today. It's a $30 piece of software called Short Keys. And I was complaining because when you're in business like this online, you get the same questions over and over and over again. So I'm complaining about this. And so he says, shut up. He's always giving me shut up. And he goes back in 10 minutes with Short Keys, which means it's called a macro program where I can type two keystrokes and it'll type in war and peace if I wanted to. So I type in my answers. Anytime I get a question more than once, the answer I put into this program. And then when somebody asks it again, I hit boom, boom, and boom, it answers them lightning fast. It doesn't ruin my train of thought of going and searching for it and cut and pasting and all that stuff. So these young people will totally transform your life if you find the right one. And the one that you want is the one that's never going to get a date in his entire life. He or she loves the computer. Right? Yeah. And they're all over the place. I mean, and so I'm going to teach them the method to recruit these kids out of high school. All right. So the first thing you have to keep in mind is you can't just go down to high school and say, hey, I'd like to have some kids. At least that's what the policeman told me.
You can't do that now. You can't do that. There's no way. Yeah. No, but can you go to a local college or trade school and ask if you can have an intern?
Well, I'll get into that in a minute, but high school's different because college, they have too much freedom and partying and drinking and drugs. And I know that's gotten into the high schools, but here's how you do it. You call up a blue collar high school. If you live in a fancy neighborhood, that's not the kids you call. They got more money than you do. All right. And so you call up a blue collar high school and you ask for the guidance counselor or ask if they have a computer club or who teaches the computer science class. Okay. And those people know who all the little nerds are. Okay. And then we had one lady do it and they invited her to speak to the class and tell them, she had you have to say I have weekend and evening and summer work. You can't compete with the school day. Mm-hmm. They asked her to speak to the computer club. She had 18 kids. Like she was like the Pied Piper begging for work because they love the computer rather than cutting grass or flipping burgers all summer, right? Yeah. They're working with computers. I'll give you an example how this works. One of my students, I have my nickname is the King of Ka-ching because my computer goes ka-ching when an order comes in. And so one of my students was here at the retreat center and said, you're the King of Ka-ching. And I said, okay, I'll take that. So that's my nickname. So I wanted the ka-ching sound on my cell phone ringtone. But I'm thinking to myself, it'll take me all day to figure out how to do this. All right. I didn't grow up with computers. So one of the girls in the office heard me say that, and she took the phone, she left, came back in 10 minutes, and it goes ka-ching. Do I know how she did it? No. Do I care? No. Does it go ka-ching? Yes. That's the kind of things that can happen for you if you have young people around you with the technology, because some people will fight all day on trying to figure something out, and then they're too exhausted to create products and work with customers and sell things.
Yes.
See? So you recruit geeks, and once you find one, they're like little roaches running around. They all know each other. Okay. And so like when Ilya didn't know how to do something, he called up his friend. Like I needed a new cover for a big album I had, graphics. And he called his buddy up from high school, and his buddy is freelancing for the Four Seasons hotel chain. Oh, and I'm saying, you're crazy. That'll cost a fortune. And of course he says, shut up. And he calls his buddy on the phone. His buddy says, take a picture of your boss across his desk and send it to me. The next day, The whole album, all the DVDs are designed. Everything is perfect. He charged me $125.
Wow.
And he told Ilya he would have charged the Four Seasons $3,000 to $4,000 for it.
Wow.
And it'd been a couple weeks to do it. That's
Wow.
the kind of power that you can have, the smooth, that flow you're talking about. See?
Yeah.
Because everybody says, I can't do it. And then by that time, the kids are crying and it's dinner time and you didn't get anything sold. All right. So get geeks. Now, another thing I wanted to tell people about is there's plenty of ways to make money online with no website, no nothing, no products, no anything. So let me give you some examples. One, there's two websites that do the same thing. One is called Cafe Press.
Yes.
And the other one is called Zazzle. They do the exact same thing. And what these places are is they have over 1 million products that you can make an online store with t-shirts, hoodies, cell phone covers, mugs, clocks, pillows. I mean, just a million different things. All you have to do is upload graphics. Like if you're good at making up cute t-shirt sayings, you can have a whole store of t-shirts and hoodies and polo shirts, and none of it exists until somebody buys it. It's print on demand for these tchotchke kind of things.
Right.
And so you have no inventory, no anything except uploading graphics. You might have to get something like Fiverr, Fiverr as a place you can get cheap graphics and stuff made. And then you get a 17% royalty off of whatever is sold there. And you have no inventory, no shipping, no collecting the money. They just send you your share. All right. So that's something with nothing. So you tell me, oh, well, it's too risky. What? Where's the risk here?
There's risk. There is no risk.
All right. So that's one way. Another way is you use YouTube. So there's a couple things on YouTube. One is let's say you find a piece of software you like. So you buy the software and you learn how to use it really well. And then you use what's called screen capture video. This is where you can have a bad hair day because the video, you're not seen on the video. Your screen is seen and you see your mouse going around. And if you hit your button, it lights up red so people can see what you're doing. And you tell people, oh, how great this software is and what it'll do for them and how to use it and everything. But they can't do it unless they have this, they buy the software, right? Well, they buy it through your affiliate link. And so you make money that way. No website, no collecting money, no nothing. You just get paid, usually PayPal or something. So there's another way. Another way, and I have one, this is going to sound like total BS until I tell you about it. I have one free ebook. It's free. As of this morning, it has brought in $3.695 million.
Explain.
All right, explain it to me.
Explain, Lucy.
Explain, Lucy. Yeah. So, all right. So we understand affiliate marketing, right? Where I recommend a product, and if somebody buys it through my link, I get paid a commission. All right, that's a one-shot deal. Okay.
Right.
Well, the next level of that is called a residual affiliate program. So that means maybe, Teresa, maybe you have a membership site. And so I say, hey, folks, if you really like writing and books and all this stuff, and if you like to have a word nerd and give her money, then
Who has a poem written about her?
Exactly, has her own custom poem. So you got to join Teresa's membership site. So let's say it's $30 a month, and they pay you $30, and let's say you give me 10 for every person I send you, right? So the first month, I recommend it. They give you $30, you send me 10. Well, what happens the second month? They give you $30 again, and you give me 10 again. The third month, and so forth. So how many times did I promote it? Once. How many times do I get paid? In perpetuity.
Yeah.
As long as they stay in your membership site.
Right, exactly.
Multiply that by 1,000 people that I sent you. You're making $30,000 a month and giving me $10,000 a month and thrilled to death about it.
Exactly.
So that's a residual affiliate program. So in this ebook that I wrote, it took me 4 hours. I remember it vividly at a layover at McCarran Airport in Las Vegas. I wrote the ebook, started just giving it out for free. And it teaches you how to do something, but you can't do it unless you get the tool to do it, which you pay monthly for the tool. I've had some people who kept it for 18 years now.
Wow.
I keep getting paid and paid and paid. So I get anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 a month if I just quit. So when you add a bunch of those up, I could have quit 20 years ago and had hundreds of thousands of dollars a month coming in. You know me, I'm a fanatic, so I just like being here. But I could have quit, and I still could quit. In fact, I got hurt in a hunting accident, Teresa. It would have been such a great story had I got shot. But no, I fell on a log. I fell on a log.
I remember you telling me this. It was not fun.
So I'm in intensive care for 2 weeks. I can't lift 5 pounds. I've got a big hole in my stomach where they cut me open for 6 months. And money's coming in the whole time. Okay? I took 3 months off to go take care of my mother when she was getting ready to pass. And I have more money when I came back than when I left. I must be holding myself back. I mean, so you create these online, we call them VREs, virtual real estate, but there's no mortgage. There's no kissing butt on bankers to get a loan. All right. You create these vehicles and then they can keep bringing money in over and over and over while you're doing something else. That's how you get wealthy. That's how you get wealthy. That's how you get 7 figures.
That's how you get 7 figures.
That's just some of the ways. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we're going to come back to learn about more and answer a few questions that have come through in just a couple of minutes, because we have to go to our second break. We only have one segment left after this, and the time is flying. So let's take that break, and we'll be right back with Tom Antion for more.
Darkest hours to brightest moments, transformation from despair to happiness, and chaos to clarity. Real people, real pain, real healing. Life-threatening illness, death, abusive relationships, divorce, and overcoming addiction are challenges these men and women faced head-on. See how they emerged stronger and happier. Buy the new book, Chaos to Clarity, Sacred Stories of Transformational Change by Reverend Patricia Caginello and Kathleen O'Keefe Canavas. Available on sacredstoriespublishing.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers.
In a world facing annihilation, a miraculous African nun rises to become the first female pope through a web of war, murder, and betrayal. Loved by some, hated by many, she becomes the deadly target of Islamic terrorists and her own cardinals as she introduces a new vision that will either save humanity or accelerate its destruction. 4 people must race against a nuclear holocaust. To learn her astonishing secret, Pope Annalisa is available at petercanova.com, Amazon, and other online booksellers and bookstores worldwide.
Did you know that every word you speak matters? What you say and how you say it can make or break a relationship or shift the outcome of any situation. Are your conversations making a difference? Faith in God, gratitude, authenticity, and giving are Teresa Velardi's heart. It's in this spirit that she's focused on making a difference in the lives she's blessed to touch. Conversations That Make a Difference is now on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 radio network every Tuesday at 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time, with live call-in shows every first and third Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Why are we here? How can we be happy? Questions asked from millennials to boomers. Crappy to happy. Sacred Stories of Transformational Joy answers them using true stories of grit, grace, and love. James Redfield, author of The Celestine Prophecy, wrote in the foreword, "This book is a seminar about emerging truths and offers grounded solutions through the art of the comeback." Dr. Bernie Siegel, a contributing author, wrote, "Bodies die, but spirits and consciousness survive and recycle." So grab some tissues, open your book, and prepare to cry and laugh till it heals. Crappy to Happy by Reverend Ariel Patricia and Kathleen O'Keefe Canavas. Available from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and booksellers worldwide.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
And flowing into our third segment, we are with Tom Antion. Tom, I have a question for you. As somebody asked, I have a print-on-demand product on an internet company's website, but hardly anyone purchases the product. How do I get my customers to find it?
Well, I don't know what she means. If she could clarify by she has it on an internet company. Could you expand on that a little bit? But there's two things for whenever you want to sell anything. You have to make people want to buy it with good advertising copy. In fact, that's the number one skill that I've coined in my entire 45 years in formal business, long before the internet, even when I was doing kid hustles as a little kid. You have to be able to write the words that make people want to buy. And that's copywriting, not copywriting like protecting your work, copy, W-R-I-T-I-N-G. It's a specific type of writing that makes people want to buy stuff. So that's the first thing. I never say send more traffic to it, because if anybody's going there to start with and not buying, you're just sending more people that aren't going to buy if you don't fix the copyright. You have to make the benefits. There's features and benefits, but if you're going to mess up, make sure you mess up and only put benefits, because that's what people care about. Yeah. But there's all kinds of copywriting techniques like the Zeigarnik principle, which is creating curiosity, making them want to click through and read more and so forth. So copywriting would be the first thing. And I wonder, did you do your research to see if anybody wanted this kind of product before you created it? And that's called keyword research, to see if anybody is looking for this, how many people are looking for it per month, are they, how the different ways they're looking for it. And just to give you an idea of how serious this could be, we did a book on wedding receptions one time, Teresa. How many keywords you think had keywords and keyword phrases had something to do with wedding receptions? Take a guess.
10.
6,300.
10 million.
6,300 we found when we quit. See, yeah, just take the wedding cake alone. Wedding cake icing, wedding cake bakery, wedding cake transportation. How many pieces of wedding cake should I have for 200 guests? You know, it just goes on and on. Wedding cake accessories, just in the wedding cake, not including all the other pieces to a wedding. So to answer your question, ma'am, is you have to find all those phrases and use them in your marketing. You have to write good copy, and then you turn on the valve to send more people after you've proven that somebody is going to buy it. Yeah. Now you can send a little bit of traffic to test the different things that you're doing with paid ads. And the best bargain on earth, there's two really great bargains. One is Amazon sponsored ads. So you can be right at the top of your category for pennies with Amazon sponsored ads. And then the second really great bargain is YouTube in-stream ads. These are the ads where you can click the skip button. A lot of people don't know, if they click the skip button before 30 seconds, you don't pay anything. And most salespeople will tell you that you need to have 7, 8, 9 contacts with people before they buy. So you can get a lot of branding in for free. In fact, we shoot some of the ads and tell people to skip the button. So we do this thing with military spouses. We have a scholarship program in my school. And a lot of them are selling this multi-level marketing crap and making all their friends mad at Starbucks, trying to sell it to them. So the ad will start, hey, if you're happy with your dumb MLM products and making your friends mad, just click that skip button. You probably don't want to hear what I have to say. But if you want your family to be secure wherever you're deployed and have an online business, maybe you should listen. See, so if they're happy with their dumb MLM stuff, let them click that. I don't want to pay for them. So those are two ways to drive traffic, and you can turn it on and off on a dime to test the copy that you're working on. So that would be the method there, ma'am. Now, there was another question that I'm pretty sure people were asking. Tom, how do you keep your boyish good looks?
Yes, Tom. How do you keep your boyish good looks?
I have a theory about that. I have a theory.
What does the picture behind you have to do with that? So tell me your theory and then tell me the picture.
Okay, well, my theory is I keep my weight up and it smooths the wrinkles out. And so you never know how old I am.
That must be my way too, right?
Well, you're only, what, 28 or something?
That's
right?
it.
Yeah. So this picture behind me. So my dad came over on a cattle boat from Syria in the early 1900s. He's part of the documentary they're doing called The American Entrepreneur. He came, became an entrepreneur, made me an entrepreneur. I helped thousands of people become entrepreneurs. So did you ever hear of Johnny Cash?
Yes.
Remember Johnny Cash? Well, Johnny Cash had a song called A Boy Named Sue. And it was a song based on an old drunk cowboy who figured he wouldn't be there to help his son grow up. So he named him Sue to make him scrappy and fight and tough, right?
Yeah.
Well, my dad was 50 when he had me, and he didn't think he'd be around. And he was a brilliant guy. When he retired, he only went to second grade. I saw him sit down and read the entire World Book Encyclopedia, 26 volume. Now, a lot of people never even saw such a thing. It was on DVD, and then I don't know how it's distributed now. But so he's a brilliant guy. But he figures he wouldn't be around. He's 50 years old to raise me. So before I could even walk, he would put pillows in front of me and put my toys on the other side to teach me how to overcome obstacles. And to this day, I am totally unstoppable. Now, I will not cheat or step on anybody to get where I'm going. But if you tell me I can't do something, you better get out of the way as I go doing it. And the lesson for the audience is when somebody tells you can't do something, it has nothing to do with you. It means they can't do it. Yeah. It doesn't mean anything to you. So that was basically, you're sitting here talking to him. He taught me to be excellent at all you do, and just so many life lessons. And I actually have a product based on the eulogy I did for him on all the lessons I learned from him. I turned it into a book called Instant Eulogy. Yeah.
Wow.
So you're sitting here talking to Sam Antion, and my name is a mistake, by the way. His name is a mistake because he came from Syria, which they named you in those early days from the village you came from. Mm-hmm. So he was Simon from Antioch, Syria. He got to Ellis Island and they couldn't read it. And they're like, all right, you're Sam Antion. That's how we got her name.
That's how the name came about. Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Interesting. So before you said that you had a free ebook
yes.
about automating, and if I'm not mistaken, that's on the Screw the Commute site.
Screwthecommute.com/automate free. Screwthecommute.com/automate free. This isn't a 3-page checklist, folks. This is 60, 70 pages of all the things that I do so that I have time to make the millions of dollars, not be fighting with my computer. It includes cell phone automation, all kinds of things.
Huge resource there, people. Go to screwthecommute.com/automate free and get that resource so that you can learn also how to become a millionaire online. Tom's got, some of the things that you were sharing just before we went to the break sound to me like things that you would teach in your school. Yes.
Well, sure. Yeah, I have a mentor program and a school, and it's slanted towards digital stuff. But I know people do, some inventors and people do like physical products. It's just less risky if you're doing digital because it's 97% profit. You don't have any shipping, any inventory, so to speak. But I don't know if you remember when I threw that ebook clearance sale a long time ago. I mocked it up like a car dealer, and I said, push your ebooks, your old ebooks in, tow them in, we'll give you credit for it. And the boss said, the old electrons are clogging up our computer. We got to get them out of here because the new electrons are coming in. I just totally tongue in cheek. I had dancing hot dogs and flags and porta potties all over. We sold $9,600 in half price ebooks that day. Right?
Wow, that's awesome.
So the digital is just more less risky, more greater chance of success faster.
That's awesome. It reminds me of a commercial when I lived on Long Island. I grew up on Long Island, and there was a store called Crazy Eddie's. His prices are insane.
Right.
You know?
That's the way it was. But you don't have to, I'm the kind of, brash and fun and, over the top. But, there's plenty of people that are just selling calm things, religious things. You open with a nice, I don't know what you call that, but there was a prayer. Yeah. And it's whatever you want to make it. The tools are all the same. You still have to write copy to sell a Bible almost.
Right. Exactly.
You still have to make people want your product, but you don't have to be over top and crazy about it. It's just, you still have to have a website. You still have to have email marketing and shopping carts and all that stuff, but it's where you point it. I mean, I've had 1,700 plus students in my high level course. Some of them are selling bingo supplies. Some of them are selling religious stuff. It's just, the tools are the same. It's just where you point them.
Right, exactly. And I think the other part of that is the authenticity factor. Like, I wouldn't go out and sell some things that maybe you or somebody else we know might sell.
Vice versa. I wouldn't be credible at selling some of the stuff you do, especially you have children's books and stuff. What do I know about kids,
Yeah.
So other than I kind of am a big baby myself, but I don't think that counts.
It's true. I mean, whatever, you got to do what you enjoy doing. And that's what I love about what you teach and what I do. And the people that I know, we know a bunch of the same people that we know that do this kind of work, work from home, have a podcast, have a business, whatever the case may be. And they can go ahead and live a good life, because there are ways today that we didn't have when we were kids. 28 years ago.
Yeah, right.
To do even 28
years
ago.
I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, but so the entrepreneur, I know there's a snippet of the documentary that you're in out online, and that's on Facebook, right? Can you tell people how to get there?
Yeah, that's facebook.com/American Entrepreneur Film. And there's about a 3-minute trailer there. I'd love you to leave a comment, and I'll respond to you personally. And it's a lot of fun, and I'm really proud of it. However, when they came to me, I thought, man, I thought you had to be dead to have a documentary. And they said, no, you don't have to be dead. I'm thinking there must be some omen or something. I'm almost on the way out. So they would have had to have cloned you to get you to act in it, right? Yeah. So, so I've watched that several times, and there's a lot of, it's going to be a good film. So, just watch the trailer. I don't want to give you any information about it. Go watch it yourself. You'll see Tom being real as he is in every situation. Like, this is who he is, I love your sense of humor. You've seen me speak, right?
I've seen you
multiple
speak
times. Yeah. Is there any difference from me on stage than me sitting right here?
No, absolutely not.
Is there any difference when I'm not on stage, but at the event?
No,
it's just, the people that try to put on airs, they come in with a big entourage, and they're all, and then I go home with all the money. So let them act big shot. Yeah.
One of the things that's great about you, and you know what, we are out of time, Tom. I hate to say
I'm just getting warmed up. What are you talking about?
I know. We'll have to have you back.
Come on, Rachel. Come on, give us some.
Have you back. If people want to reach you real quick, where can they email you?
Just go to tom@screwthecommute.com and visit the podcast site, and they can find everything there.
Awesome. We thank you. I will have you back again. We need some more time on our show. So thanks so much for joining me for this edition of Conversations That Make a Difference. Make sure you come back next week for the ladies who are doing the Freedom Reigns retreat. It's a special edition of Conversations That Make a Difference. We'll see you then. Until then, make sure all your conversations are making a difference in the lives of those who contact you.
Tune Tune in next time for Conversations That Make a Difference with host Teresa Velardi every Tuesday at 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern, with live call-in shows every first and third Tuesday on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 radio network. Thank you for listening, and thank you to our producer Rachel and to our station owner Deborah Beauvais, working behind the scenes. Be sure to go to conversationsthatmakeadifference.com for your free gift. Make sure your conversations make a difference.
This is Dreamvision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life